Today, we are going to walk together down the rabbit hole of Nicholas Whitmire. What is up, you heathens and demons, you sinners and saints, you beautiful, blasphemous bastards? Welcome back to The Raging Atheist. I am your boy Nakasuchi, and today we're going to be looking at a stream that Nicholas Whitmire did recently. Now, Nicholas Whitmire is a pretty strange cat. You know, he came out against Smokey Saint, and I'm all for that. But he also has these really strange ideas, and today we're going to address a lot of those.
Shalom, brethren. Welcome all. Okay, let me try this for a moment, so I'll be bigger. I don't know where CJ is yet. I guess I should have started a timer because I know I'm talking to no one, and this is mostly meant to be live, but... oh, we got a couple people already. Nice. Good to see you guys.
Now, I'm usually not one to pick on appearances, but I have to ask, like, Nicholas, what the fuck is going on with your hair, dude? Maybe it's time to hit up a barbershop. You know, today Nicholas is going to be talking about being a man in a war, and you know, it's apparent that Nicholas is all man because he been growing that beard since 1913, and he hadn't had a haircut since 1912. But you know, like, humor aside, that's just me being jelly. I wish I had that kind of hair. As you can see, I don't.
So let me see. Here we go. The state of the church. So, oh, whoa. Okay, that's not easy enough to control. I'll do it this way. So the state of the church, we have worldly threats. So social justice, the pandemic, conformity, agreement of values. So it's a threat to have your values agree with the world's values. Quote, conservatism, because in order to be a conservative, one must be a Christian. Otherwise, one is serving the kingdom of the devil.
Wait a minute, Nicholas. I mean, there is so much to unpack there. And I'm just going to hit a couple of your points. Like, pandemic, you're really one of those. Going to put on that tinfoil hat that you mentioned a couple times in this stream and talk about a pandemic as if the coronavirus pandemic was planned, staged, I don't know what, so the evil satanic leftist can somehow get control of you. And if, like, that's the case, then why don't the evil satanic leftists have control of you? But what I really want to focus on here is that last part, because, you know, Nicholas is going to bring this up several times. You know, CJ is going to find ways to kind of agree with it, but you can tell CJ doesn't necessarily agree with it. He tries to explain why Nicholas would say such a ludicrous thing, and it is completely ludicrous. And to say that you can only be a conservative if you are a Christian, well, I would say that a lot of conservatives are Christians, but conservatism is a political philosophy and has nothing at all to do with your religion. Your religion might be something you want to conserve, but being a conservative has nothing at all to do with you being a Christian. In fact, the definition of conservative is in its adjective form, adverse to change or innovation and holding traditional values, or in a political context, favoring free enterprise, private ownership, and socially traditional ideas. In its noun form, a person who is averse to change and holds traditional values, or a person favoring free enterprise, private ownership, and socially traditional ideals. Nothing about being a Christian in that definition. Christianity might be something you're trying to conserve, but it has absolutely nothing at all to do with the political philosophy of conservatism, and you can easily be a conservative and not a Christian.
My ministry, and that's one thing I'll do, is I might be talking a good amount about myself sort of as an example to stepping up, because that's what this video is going to be very much about, is you know, stepping up as men. It is all out war out there. I really think the beast is rising out of the sea. You know, the saints are being surrounded and stuff. And things are going to end how they're or they're going to progress and the things are going to happen that are prophesied.
I mean, it's a war out there. Like, I catch shit when I talk about how we're fighting a war here. And when I talk about it, it's in the context that Christians literally think that they're fighting some social war against the devil, and we are the bad actors for the devil. And here Nicholas is just putting that right on the table for you. And I have to ask Nicholas, if you really think the beast is rising out of the sea, then why don't we see the fucking beast rising out of the sea? If you think that Satan is so dominant in this world, well then, where the hell is your God at? And why the hell is your God allowing this? You see, Christians, when they talk about Satan, they give up the fact that their God is supposed to be so powerful that none of this should be happening. They take away from the staggering, pure power of the God they supposedly worship and give all of that power to its greatest enemy.
I lost my train of thought for a moment there. But anyway, as men, we've got to stand up. Like if you're a woman or a child, you don't necessarily have to be doing your part in the war. But as a man, as a Christian man, you really need to be like looking. We have our heavenly leadership. I think that's very obvious, but
I mean, seriously, Nicholas, you're a bit small, dude. You're definitely by no means a man's man. A little bitty runt. And you're going to be talking shit about women and children as if women and children have no part to play in this spiritual war. Like Christian women and children have no part to play. It's up to the big old men, and you're not even a big old man. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And this is the degrading aspect of Christianity when it comes to women, when it comes to children. This is why people like me have to fight against Christianity, because Christianity props up these fucked up men and then goes on to other their own, much less everybody standing outside of that Christianity. This is the reason why I stand in opposition to your religion.
I mean, this stream is to call men to do what men should do. So I don't mean anything like weird about that. I just mean like this is going to be a very masculine stream for what men have responsibilities to the kingdom. So just be ready for that.
I think you might have the wrong word there. This isn't a very masculine stream. I didn't see so much masculinity. I had to kind of step away, because, too much man for me. That didn't happen. What did happen was several times I had to stop the stream and like, holy fuck, this is crazy.
That, there's the spirit of Marxism, or we call it wokeness now, with the capital W. Or, there's the woke gospel, right? That wokeness is the good news, supposedly, and that's a spirit. So here, as long as I am, I know I'm literally just like ranting until CJ gets here, but I'm trying to keep it very much on topic.
This is another thing that Nicholas talks about through this entire stream is like Marxism is this spirit. Marxism isn't a spirit, it's a political philosophy. It's not a fucking spirit. So, when people become a socialist or a communist or a Marxist, when people become a Marxist, they're not taking on some spirit, some evil spirit that's been around since Karl Marx. No, they're taking on a political philosophy.
Man, I really need CJ here. This is not something I can do alone. I should have just started late. Okay, so I'll just get into some testimony about myself, because that doesn't necessarily need CJ's presence as much.
The funny thing about this is he's whining so much about needing CJ there, about CJ being late, and when CJ finally does show up in this stream, Nicholas doesn't let him talk. And when CJ does talk, Nicholas gets mad at him for talking. I shit you not. We'll probably cover it eventually.
Yeah, because I've been thinking today, I've been concerned that I'm not getting enough done, but there's also so much due diligence in these difficult times. It's literally like a time of war, and different people have their different roles. And being ready, God having me ready for this moment when it comes has really showed me that, like, all this due diligence of preparation is an important part of this.
Due diligence of preparation for a war that Nicholas is apparently ready for. Like, what kind of fucking war, dude? Are all you Christians gonna start burning us at the stake again? Are you gonna impose your theocracy on everybody else in America so you can win this spiritual war you're talking about? Like, what is the solution? How do you win this fucking war that you're supposedly going to be fighting with that big ass mop of yours? And I couldn't help it. He says war, I think one thing.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger. On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war. These are opening stages of what will be a broad and concerted campaign.
That's right. The last time you right-wing conservative Christian fucks declared war, it didn't work out too well for the entire fucking world.
There's a lot of people who do due diligence in areas where I don't. I'm not like a conventionally established like adult man, as far as income and stuff like that. So I have reason to think I am building towards income right now. My parents are gracious enough to let me live with them for very little rent so that I'm able to forge into what I'm doing.
Wait a minute. Wait just 1 minute, yo. Are you sitting here doing a stream about being a man fighting a spiritual war for God when you live with your parents as a 30-something-year-old dude? That's not being a man. Let me tell you what a man is, and it has nothing at all to do with being a Christian. It has nothing at all fighting some spiritual fucking war that doesn't exist. Being a man is taking care of your own. Having your own place, your own spot, your own independence, paying your bills. Being a man is having a child and taking care of that child, putting that child first. That's what being a man is. Being a man is definitely not living in your parents' fucking basement when you're in your 30s.
Is a real thing, and that's what this weekly meeting is for. This weekly meeting is going to be for the due diligence so that we make the best decisions for, so that we're in the best position to work together to make all these best decisions to best wage this war. Because it's seriously like the war is just raging, and all of us men, we need to account for the fact that the war is raging and how we live our lives.
I don't think it's a slip of the tongue that he said the war is raging. I think he is clearly recognizing that I am so great that he needs to wage war against me. Rage, the raging atheist. I think that, he had a little Freudian slip there. But again, if you're gonna be a man and fight this war, maybe get the fuck out of your parents' basement.
And that it's not actually useful for the kingdom of Christ, which is the only real threat against the global deep state. So I think Donald Trump was a theatrical actor just playing a part of a good guy. But I don't think I think from a Christian perspective, we can know that there's nothing sufficient there. I'm saying that from that's actually the political end, or I think he was like a theater, so that him and Biden are literally on the same team, probably. I mean,
like what? Like you could look at Donald Trump, and even though you think he's fake, you think he's acting like a good guy. Like you could see Donald Trump for the last 4 years, and you think he's acting like a good guy. That's what a good guy looks to you. Are you fucking kidding me? But essentially what he's saying here is he's come to the conclusion that even though he's been, a follower of Donald Trump for 4 years, that now he has concluded that Donald Trump was just acting and he's on the same team as Joe Biden somehow. You know, that totally explains why Donald Trump, since he lost the election, has been going out spreading lies and innuendo about Joe Biden stealing the election, about it being a fake election, because, you know, he thinks that he's so similar to Joe Biden that he needs to steal that election back.
Oh, what's the war against? Who's the enemy? Well, now that CJ is here, we can start the show for real. I'm not going to start without you again, CJ, because that was brutal. I needed you for this one. I mean, if I can do it without you, I'll start on my own. But yeah, I was just trying to make sure to sort of hold the audience because I was lost without the planned interface between the two of us.
Planned interface that doesn't happen because every time CJ opens his mouth throughout this stream, Nicholas gonna get a fucking attitude with him. Nicholas wants to be the only one talking for 4 hours, and he pretty much does. So the show's about to really begin. And I'm going to be covering a good chunk of it in a live stream coming up soon. Because I have another chunk to make another video out of, but that will have to come after the live stream. When I cover a good chunk of this insanity that I listened to as I was cleaning yesterday. So I hope you're going to look forward to that one. Gonna be cray-cray. As always, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share me on your social media, comment in the comment section below. Hit that bell so you're notified every single time I have a live stream or I put out a new video. And I gotta send that special thank you to my patrons. You guys are the shit. Your unwavering support means everything. You know, I lose a couple, I gain a couple, but I've had this core of Patreon supporters for a long time now. And your support, again, means absolutely everything to me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you soon.